Hi, I'm Sammy.
And I'm Veronica.
And this is the Rich and Well podcast. It's 2024. It's going to be a great year. This is going to be a great episode because we have a very special guest. Before that, though, we have some things to discuss.
Yep, we do.
It would be fun if we talked about products that we're leaving in 2023 because we're just done with them.
Done.
Everyone should just be done with them.
Yeah.
If you want. And then, products that we've discovered just through research and stuff that we want to take into 2024.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Do you want to start? Should I start? Okay. Let's do it.
What are you leaving in? First of all, how is your 2024 going?
My 2024, I don't feel like I deserve the start of this year that I've had. Not because it's been bad by any means. It's just been stressful. I have been working so much more than normal. 2023 was like my year. I was having a blast. Everything was going so smoothly. It was a really good year for me.
Good.
Not saying that this is not going to be a really good year, but it's been stressful.
It's just different.
That is why what I am bringing into this year is actually a gift that Sammy gave me for Christmas. And it is this little yogi.
It's cute.
It looks like me.
Anyways.
Kind of.
Maybe your hair was like in a bun.
My hair is in a bun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we're very... This is
like
you.
A
clone. Yeah. Me.
Wait, who do I talk to? I don't know. Is this Veronica or is this Veronica?
I know, it's confusing.
It's going to be hard for me to focus.
It will be difficult. Yeah, it's like I have a twin now.
Oh.
This little thing doesn't work if it's not plugged in, so I can't fully show you. But it will light up in green, blue, and purple. And when it's green, you're supposed to inhale and then hold at the top and then exhale. I feel like it's really been helping with kind of staying sane when you're really stressed out, like taking a minute to just hang out with your bestie and focus on your breathing because what it does, it improves your HRV. It actually helps improve your memory and just your awareness of everything, like staying in the moment.
Okay. Being present.
Yeah, being in the present.
And that's hard to do when you're just like go with work and stuff. So.
Yeah. And it lowers your blood pressure when you actually get enough oxygen into your body, and that has been a lifesaver for me. So this is what I'm bringing with me. I'm going to work more on breath work and getting better at breathing.
Just breathing.
Yeah. Just breathing.
Breathe.
What are you bringing with you, and what are you leaving behind?
Well, first I wanted to ask you, how long do you do, like how long would you sit and do that?
So I do it for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
But you can
every day?
However, pretty much. Yeah.
Cool.
You should never overwhelm yourself with trying to do everything at once.
Yeah.
So a little bit every day I think is good.
Yeah. The book I'm reading right now, Biblical Biohacks, they just point out how often just breathing is mentioned in the Bible. So it's just the simple things that we just are so busy to think about.
Yeah. Just
to sit and just focus on getting some oxygen. Oxygen.
Get some oxygen.
Wait, what are we breathing again?
We're having a day. Oh, and what I'm leaving behind, which actually I kind of left behind 2-3 years ago, but I took it back in and now I'm leaving it behind again. But it's fluoride. It is proven by science that it is not great for your brain. It is.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, is that funny? Is that what we have right now going on? Is that what's...
The way you said by science, and my brain just went dun dun dun, and then I couldn't stop. I'm so sorry. Dun dun dun.
The reason why I was said it was because a lot of these biohacks are like not proven by science. It's just not. Like I feel better,
Yeah. That's legit. Okay.
Proven by science.
So sorry.
Very high levels of fluoride in small kids. Is actually proven to lower their IQ.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, not like the toothbrushing levels of fluoride, but it's like if
you're what else would you find fluoride in?
It's in our water.
No, it's not.
Yes.
I'm so angry right now.
Yeah. So we ingest it, and I think it especially like in a big city.
Yeah.
No bueno. Leaving that behind. I have a new great toothpaste that actually works. Like, I feel like some of the ones that I've tried, you just wake up in the morning and you're like, did I brush my teeth? But this one's really good. I've also been doing oil pulling.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Like coconut oil?
Yes, it's a mixture. I don't remember it's coconut oil and something else. So I do that for like 15 minutes and it feels amazing afterwards. Nice. You don't even really have to, you should still brush, but it doesn't feel like you have to brush after you've done that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to cut out fluoride, toothpaste would be a good place to start?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. That one and tap water.
I was going to ask you if using like a filtered water system would help that.
Yes, but you have to have it everywhere because you're getting it through the shower.
Oh, yeah. I used to have like a really nice filter shower head in Vegas, and then when I moved here, I forgot. I need to get another one.
Yeah, I have one in mine.
Okay.
That I installed when I moved in.
Shower head.
Write it down. What are you bringing with you? Well, a shower head too.
1, 2, 3. So cute. So these are water bottles that we got on Amazon. What it does when we turn our little, I wonder if you could see that on the camera, the little bubbles. But when we turn it on, it infuses the water with hydrogen. I remember doing research and it wasn't just like one benefit. There were so many. Yeah. And I was like, I need that. It's not as proven by science, dun dun dun. But it's really supposed to help with things like muscle recovery. So like after your workout, or during your workout, skin health, which is like the first thing I saw. And I'm like, we love skin health. Yeah. Inflammation.
I really enjoyed the taste of it. So I drink.
You think it tastes different?
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't.
Yeah, I think it tastes different. Maybe
I like the way it smells.
Maybe it's just in my head. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. It just removes some of the like flat, normal water taste.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. I mean, this was like $35, and after seeing all the benefits, like, why? This is just a really easy biohack, I think. You can bring just water in general. Like maybe if you're seeing this, take it as a sign to just drink more water.
Drink more water.
Water is great.
We're biohackers. Drink more water and breathe more.
Do the basic things you need to do to survive, and you'll be good.
Just live.
Yeah. So this is what I'm taking. What am I leaving behind? Plastic. Plastic. For years, I've been just wanting to throw away my Tupperware, and it's just on simple things that are just so easy to do. So you kind of just put it on the back burner, and then you end up having plastic for years. Threw it all away.
Nice. High five.
I replaced it all with glass. I'll probably break it. Whatever. You can also do stainless steel, silicone, ceramics. Obviously, plastic is bad for the environment, pollution and whatnot. Yeah. The reason I did it is because I was just using it so often in the microwave, just, the BPAs and
those
the bad chemicals
the little plastic things that get into your food.
Chemical leaching. Yeah. Those bad things in the plastic come out and leach onto your food, and then you eat them, and it's really bad for your health. So plastics are staying in the past.
Yeah. That sounds like a good thing to... Why can I not? I can't.
That sounds great. Also, what I'm taking into 2024, a happy attitude.
An attitude of gratitude.
Yes. Because I think over the past few years, I'm just like, be positive, be positive. And being positive is good, and you want to be positive. But you know what else? I just want to be happy. Yeah. I am happy. That's
you are happy. No, you are. She's one of the happiest.
But sometimes you can't be positive if you're just like grumpy all the time. And I don't want to be grumpy, okay? I want my happiness to make somebody else happy.
Which does. Cool. Like even this morning I asked her, I'm like, how's your day going? And she's like, it's okay. And I was like, wow, that is probably the first time she's not just said, it's good. And I was like, what is going on? So one thing, Sammy, everyone's getting sick. Literally all of New York City has a cold. Yes. Do you know any good solutions for that?
Well, I do have this book that I brought.
What?
So, what? I had no idea. One of my goals this year is to actually read new books. So then I finished one, and I looked on my bookshelf, and I was like, why don't I finish books that I've started and just like forgotten about? And then I saw this. I bought this like 10 years ago when I still lived in Cleveland. And when I was going through it, I realized I had like highlighted a few things. And one of those things was Cold.
Common cold.
So I must have had a cold the day I bought this or something.
Yeah. You're like, please sell this for me.
Yeah. But it's cool. So it's a remedy book.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would just share because, like you said, everyone's sick.
I got my lashes done today.
Yeah.
And the girl that was like doing them, she's like,
no.
And I was just laying there praying.
You just have to hope you don't get sick because everywhere you go nowadays, somebody's going to be doing that.
Yeah.
The audacity. Like if you're feeling sick, right? This is what it says to do. It says, do this now.
Okay.
Right
Perfect.
now.
Do this now.
Suck on a zinc. Okay, no, but
Wait, what? Suck on a what?
A zinc lozenge. Am I saying that right? Lozenge?
I don't know what it is.
Like a cough drop, but with zinc.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. English is not my first language.
Yeah, so vitamin C, zinc, chicken soup. This is all stuff we know and stuff. If you have a sore throat, gargle with salt water.
Oh, that's a good one. When I was little, my parents would make me gargle like whiskey because it kills, like the alcohol kills the bacteria.
When you were sick?
Yeah.
I've heard of parents doing that for like when you like, I don't know, like lose a tooth or something.
Yeah, teething. Yeah.
Oh, teething.
Yeah. I think
I
that's
wonder if
different.
my parents ever did that to me.
Yeah. No, I don't recommend.
Anyways, this says zinc is an important mineral for the immune system,
Uh-huh.
and that's why it's important to take it on the first sign of like a cold.
Okay.
So if you're starting to feel anything, get yourself some zinc.
Yes.
It has some other medicines in here, like honey and lemon. Slippery elm, I've never tried that. Have you?
I haven't, no.
Oh, I'm about to try it. It's a bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of common knowledge that we already know, but just a good reminder, like plenty of liquids. Hit the sauna if you have access to, which is, I love saunas.
And don't get other people sick.
Yeah, don't be sitting in a sauna with like 10 other people. Like,
yeah.
Don't be that person. Get enough sleep. Did I say that?
No, but that's a good one.
Get
that's like
sleep?
probably the most important one, to be honest.
Yeah, and cut back on alcohol.
Yeah. And another really good thing for your immune system is microbiomes. And you can regulate your microbiomes by biohacking.
Yeah.
And that is something that Jen, that we're going to be talking to in a little bit, did. And she actually solved her own leaky gut.
Yes. Which is so cool, by the way.
So cool.
I want to do that.
You can do that. You don't want to have it.
So Jen is a friend of ours. We're going to give her a call. She is located in Vegas. Let's go talk to Jen.
Let's go talk to Jen.
Hey, hi Jen. Welcome to the Rich and Well podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, you are just like a total boss babe. You're a professor, an entrepreneur, and a fellow biohacking enthusiast. And you cured your own leaky gut by yourself. How would you say? The biohacking way?
Yeah, the biohacking way. We're
The
super
right way?
excited to hear how you did it.
It was a journey. It still is a journey. I think it's a continual journey, but yeah.
So how did that all start? I remember we kind of talked about it recently, but just remind us.
Well, back last year, so probably July of last year, I started getting hives all over my body. And I thought it was like an allergy to something. So I started just taking some, Claritin or whatever, and they would go away. But then over time, they started getting worse and worse and way more inflamed. So I started just removing some foods, like doing an elimination diet, but it wasn't helping and it was just getting worse. So I started getting scared because I didn't know my body was actually out of control. So it wasn't just that. I was getting major headaches. I was, my skin was red all the time, like around my neck and my arms and stuff. So something was obviously going on. I would go to the doctor, the dermatologist, but of course they, just give you prednisone. Took the prednisone, it was actually making me worse. Yeah. So prednisone, what it does, especially for any kind of skin conditions, but what it was doing is, of course, it masks the problem, right? It just band-aids it. And then when you go off of it, even if you taper off of it, it will come back like 5-10-fold.
It's just symptoms. That's not actually curing anything.
It's not curing anything. So December of last year, like I was just doing just removing anything I was doing that I felt was toxic. I took my lash extensions off. I started doing more organic, like shampoos and lotions and stuff like that. But I still wasn't getting any major relief. October, and that wasn't last year, that was the year before. I'm forgetting that we're in 2024. So that was in 2022 that all this started. It was scary. I did seek a functional doctor last year. So he's the one who actually put me on this regimen, that you talked about, just like doing the biohacking type stuff, and it changed my life. Well, since I was having the hives, what was happening is I was like a mast cell activation syndrome. That's what it's called. So your body starts reacting to everything. It's not just the one thing that it probably set it off in the first place. So I was thinking that it was the skincare products that I was using back in 2022 that really set things off, because it was new. It was new products that I was using, and I used them for about 8 months, and it seemed like that's when the problem started. I don't know for sure if that was, but when I was removing those things, it would get better. But when you get mast cell activation syndrome, which becomes an autoimmune disorder, that's really what was going on. It started out as an allergy, and then it becomes systemic. When I started, my body was going out of control. I was just removing everything. So with mast cell activation syndrome, you also become histamine sensitive, so histamine intolerant. So I had to remove immediately all high histamine foods. I couldn't eat leftovers. I couldn't have things sitting in the refrigerator. Everything had to be immediately made. Like if I went to the store, I would have to come home and immediately make my stuff.
For someone who doesn't know, what is it, high histamine?
Yeah, high histamine. So all foods have histamine.
Okay.
Like if you're allergic to something, you start seasoning, that's a histamine reaction. So everybody has histamines. All foods have histamines. It's just that you're trying to eliminate the high histamine foods so your body is not reacting as badly and gives it the space to heal and recuperate, because the inflammation levels start going down.
I don't think I knew that leftover foods had high histamine. I knew obviously the bacteria would grow, but can you talk a little bit about that, or what is it that causes the high histamine in leftovers?
Yeah, it's just food sitting out that the histamine will grow over time. The really bad ones would be like chicken and meat and stuff like that. Like I would have to run home from Whole Foods and immediately make my chicken, because if I just have it set out, and that's not even considering how long they had it set out. Right. It sets out, travel, shipping and all that stuff. It sets out. So I was really taking a chance there, but I had to introduce some, I had to keep some type of protein, because protein, heals the gut. So, but yeah, leaving any kind of food out, it will grow histamines immediately. That's anything, even vegetables. It's not about getting rid of histamines, because you can't do that. It's just about lowering the histamine level, so you can create that space. That's really what it was, at first.
I remember you told us actually, you got to the point where you realized you had a leaky gut. So was that after working with the nutritionist, or was that kind of just doing your own research?
Functional doctor is really the one that pointed out that histamine intolerance and mast cell activation syndrome usually happens from some type of gut problem. So leaky gut, I don't know how to say it, dysbiosis, I think that's how you say it. Any type of irritable bowel syndrome, those kinds of things can be a factor, or like a reactive setting for inflammation. Everything is gut stemmed, what I've learned. So any kind of health problems, any kind of skin issues, any kind of even mental health issues is stemmed from the gut. They say the gut is the second brain. And that is very true, because what was happening is that my gut, like I never felt hungry. I only ate because I knew I had to eat, because my gut and my brain weren't connecting anymore because of all the inflammation that was going on. So with the mast cell activation syndrome and the histamine intolerance, if you have a leaky gut, what happens is all the food that you eat, it doesn't get absorbed. What happens is it gets absorbed in your bloodstream and starts poisoning your bloodstream, starts creating toxic blood. So that's where the hives were coming from.
It's so crazy too, because as you were listing like all of those like illnesses and stuff, we're growing up as kids, you just remember seeing those illnesses on TV and like being prescribed medicine for them. Yeah, so it just sucks. I hope that pretty much the US, but like the world can just realize that you don't have to go that route.
It's one of those things where, we're programmed to mask the problem, not to get to the root cause of it. And unfortunately, inflammation is number one on a lot of our chronic illnesses that we have going on. I don't remember the exact number, but just women alone, they're more prone to autoimmune disorders because of all the products and stuff we stack on ourselves. So not only the household items that we use to clean with, all these things are important. Like, you just don't get rid of shampoos and organic, trying to go organic with your body. You got to go organic with everything you use. So house products, what you use to wash your clothes with and stuff like that. So I really had to dig deep, and I researched a lot of companies. Like, it can get overwhelming because people know what's going on. Companies know what's going on, that biohacking is very popular right now, and people are jumping on the bandwagon whether they understand it or not.
Right. So they're like greenwashing, and they're putting organic on everything, even though it's not fully, and it's not really regulated. So yeah, it's tricking consumers.
And
what we're doing.
Yeah, and the advice I can just give anybody would be, not any one person is the same. Like, I can talk to anybody about my experience, and they might be having the same problems, but what I do is not possibly going to work for them. So everybody is bio individuality, right? We have everybody reacts differently to things, or gets the benefits from certain things more than others. I would just advise people just to do their research. What I really wanted to do was get very familiar and knowledgeable on the actual chemicals that are used in our products here in the US. So that's where I went. I educated myself, looked at products, looked at chemicals, researched them, see what they were actually used for originally, and that we're putting in our products. We're putting plastic binders in some of our facial moisturizers. So it's, you gotta really look at that, and educate yourself on it. I just wish I knew these things. It's funny because at 50, I'm learning how to eat and take care of myself versus when I was 20 or 30,
Better late than never. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Kind of tap on to what we were talking about with, I actually had eczema growing up, and I remember that I noticed I went sugar, like my parents gave me, very unrelated to my eczema, but they said I was going to get like $100 if I didn't eat candy for a year. So I stopped eating candy, and my eczema got so much better. So I remember I went to the skin doctor, and I was like, I don't know, is there something like that I can do? Can I just maybe stop eating something that's causing my eczema? And they're like, no, they've done like allergy tests on me, so they knew I wasn't allergic to anything. She's like, that's just not how it works. I've been doing this for 30 years. And she was like yelling at this like 12-year-old kid who was like, what is going on? And they just kept telling me to put cortisone on everything. Did that for years. I don't even know what that must have done to my body. And I finally figured out that it was the gluten that was causing my eczema, and I would get sick so easy. Like, someone walked into the room with a cold, and I knew. I was like, okay, here we go. And after I stopped eating gluten, I was I think 22 when I stopped, and I am so rarely sick now. It's like, and I can cheat a little bit because now my gut is healthy again, so I can have a little bit here and there. But before, it was just, I didn't notice it because I didn't have the typical gluten allergy symptoms. I didn't have the bloated stomach and like the bad like diarrhea and whatnot if I ate it. I didn't notice it that way. I noticed it through just getting sick all the time. And I had the same experience. I just had doctors telling me to put medication on my skin or in my mouth, and I was like not having it.
I mean, even people with bad acne on their faces, they tend to go and do these facials, and of course, we're saying that will help, but really it's the gut. So it stems from the gut. So if you remove certain things, like gluten's a big culprit, so is dairy. So is sugar. Sugar is very high with the cause of inflammation on any aspect, So yeah, I mean, you remove stuff and things get better, and it's just shocking actually to me still. I'm beside myself sometimes.
When you were in New York last month, you kind of like let loose a little and enjoyed yourself. You didn't go crazy, but I mean, you weren't as strict as you were like when you are back home. So when you got back home, did you feel a difference? Did you feel kind of like sluggish, or was it just like your gut is better now? So
I don't feel sluggish. My gut is definitely better. I still have a ways to go because guts don't really, especially from leaky gut, it doesn't heal. It can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years to fully heal. And so I think what was happening is I was putting things in place while I was in New York to make sure that my lymphatic drainage, my lymphatic system was constantly moving, that I was still taking care of myself. Of course, walking a lot in New York helps a lot. Like you said, not going crazy. It was 8 months that I was very strict and had this particular diet and was very, very strict. Like I didn't go out to eat. I didn't do those kinds of things. And the reason was because I knew I was going to New York in December and I wanted to, make sure that I was, able to live a little bit and have a little fun. So 8 months is a long time. Usually people that were on the program that I was on would do like 4 to 6 months and then they'd start reintroducing things. I didn't want to. I didn't want to reintroduce anything yet. Yeah, it benefited me, but I was still putting things like I would do my lymphatic drainage, dry brushing and stuff like that, to keep things moving. And that's the important thing, is just taking care of yourself.
It's probably really good that you kept going for that long, since gluten is one of the things that stay in your system for the longest, and it can stay in there for up to 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, compared to like meat stays in your body for 4 to 6 weeks, which is very long. Like vegetables go through in like 24, 48 hours. That's why a lot of people will say, well, I tried going gluten-free, but I didn't see a difference. But it's because, well, you have to try it for 4 to 6 months, and people don't really want to dedicate themselves to something like that for that long.
I think what really makes a difference with people and the energy they put into actually healing or wanting to heal and stuff is when you have something that's inside, like say bloating. Okay, when somebody experiences bloating a lot, and not everybody is seeing the bloating, they just know they're experiencing it. I don't think the fire under their ass is going to be as strong as somebody like me that had the hives all over and I couldn't go anywhere. It was embarrassing. So that really fueled the fire, and it's like, I'm going to make sure this is okay because I don't want to live like this forever. But somebody that would just deal with it, or maybe have headaches, sluggish, those things, they know something's going on, but they might not, like you said, they'll do for 4 weeks and say, well, I don't feel any better. It must not be that. They have to give themselves time. But when you don't have something on the outside that people can see, I don't think the desire and dedication and discipline is there as much. It might be, but I just,
Yeah, it's harder to motivate yourself when you don't have something that's like blaring in other people's faces.
Yeah. So knowing everything you've learned over the past, so almost 2 years then, right? So you've been on this journey?
Yeah.
So now that we're in the new year, whether it's like a product or an idea or just a way of life, what are you taking with you into 2024? And what are you leaving just last year, whatever, in the past?
Just being more self-aware and conscious, and enjoying life. Nobody says you have to restrict life, but unfortunately that's just where we are in our United States. Is not everything is healthy for us, so just educating. I'm totally bringing in more, educating myself, showing myself grace with things, and just continue this journey. Don't stop, because it is a continual journey. We're surrounded by toxins every day, all day, not just on our skin and what we surround ourselves in our households, but also when we go outside. it's unfortunate, but that's just where we are. So educating yourself and definitely showing myself grace and leaving behind just being oblivious to everything will be okay. Because as you age, things do change. Your body does change. That's one of the things that we have to be aware of. That's why chaos usually breaks loose when you're in your 40s and 50s, because your body can't take it anymore. You're a little bit more tolerant when you're in your 20s and 30s. Your body is, to everything you're doing to it, per se, if you're doing like toxic stuff. But it will hit you. It'll hit you in your 40s and 50s. You'll catch up.
I always try and remind myself, don't wait until there's actually a problem to fix it.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And it's not, I don't want anybody that's watching this maybe feel like, oh, I have to do all these things and make all these changes. It's one small change, here and there. Never overwhelm yourself. Again, showing yourself grace. So if it's plastics that somebody is concerned about, because plastics is a huge problem. I was just reading an article actually of microplastics in our water bottles, and even how we store our foods in plasticware and stuff like that. If it's plastic that somebody's really concerned about, then you just start with that. You start with maybe ordering a set of glass, storageware for your food, and get rid of your Tupperware, so to speak. Just one small change. You don't have to keep doing all these things, and because it can financially be overwhelming too.
Sammy just switched all of her.
We were just talking about this. It's so funny you brought that up, because we were just talking about it.
And I got this for Christmas.
Yeah, glad.
A lot of the companies that you get your water delivered from, like well, I won't say the companies, but you get your water delivered. They're doing a lot of BPA free now containers. People, and that's good. That's a good thing. When they see society waking up and starting to make changes, companies are going to make changes, because they don't want to lose consumers. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Even restaurants make changes too, on how they prepare the foods.
Yeah. This was great, Jen. We're so happy to have you on, and I'm sure a lot of people can learn a lot from your experience. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for having me. I enjoy talking to you guys.
You're gonna have to come on again.
Yes, because it's just like as we were talking, I'm like, oh, save that for the next episode. Save it.
Absolutely. Just like
other things.
I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, thank you.
You guys have a good
Bye. That was so good. I'm so glad we called her, because we've talked about it a little bit with her before, but I feel like I did learn some new things today. So
yeah, no, it was super informative, and I love the way that she shares her journey and the steps that she took to get to that point.
Yeah,
that's not easy.
No. And she talked about plastics. We were just talking about
that. It's all coming full circle.
Yeah.
It always does.
It always does. Well, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you want, whatever. Do you have anything else?
No, not whatever.
Okay.
Just do it.
Just do it. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
With our hydrogen-infused water. And we will see you on the next episode. Thank you.
Not going to say that. Scratch that one.